Okay, seriously, how many times are we going to see the Groundhog's Day reissue? This time it's Palm Springs, starring Andy Samberg and Kristen Milioti, and it's playing on Hulu. Is a rehashing of this story even worth your time? While at a wedding in Palm Springs, a woman finds herself trapped in a never-ending loop of the same day. But she also discovers there's another guest at the wedding who has been trapped in that same loop for far longer than she has. Now, this is a romantic comedy, but at the beginning it was kind of a rocky start for me. We're introduced to Niles, who's played by Samberg, and Sarah, who's played by Milioti. They're both at a wedding, and we quickly learn that Niles has been stuck in this loop for quite some time. And then through a course of just calamity, Sarah is now trapped as well with Niles. There are some really funny moments as Sarah tries to come to terms with being trapped in this loop. I mean, Niles has already gone through these stages of denial, so he's been past that. I mean, he's gone through, oh, can I kill myself? Can I do this? Or what if I do this? Or, oh, well, no, I'm going to do this and I'll wake up and it will be all over. This is how I fix it. And he tries to convince her that, you know what, let's just skip this part because pain still is real and you don't want to die in the ICU. Now, we don't see that, but we get the feeling that maybe he's done that before because we don't know how long he's been trapped in this loop, and he doesn't really either because he's lost track of time. For parts of this, I wasn't terribly impressed with the dialogue. I mean, they use the F-bombs a lot just as adjectives and just as word replacements, and so I felt that was kind of lazy. Now, I get it when you're using it to emphasize something or to express a frustration, but at times it just became tiresome and it was just like, well, now you're just being lazy because you didn't know what else to write. Samberg and Milioti have good chemistry together, and by about halfway through the movie, I'm really rooting for them. I mean, I was sucked into the romantic part of this romantic comedy. So because we have seen this premise before, where you have people trapped in a loop and they have to do something good or they have to figure out why they're there or whatever to end this cycle of the never-ending day, is there anything new in this one? I mean, come on, how many times, seriously, can we watch the same thing over and over and over again if they don't put any new twists in it? If you don't bring anything new to it, then I've seen it all before and it just becomes a waste of my time. Well, thankfully, they do introduce at least one solution that's a little different. I mean, I don't remember seeing this as a solution to the whole never-ending day thing, so it does add a small part of fun to it, but I don't think on the whole that it's enough to really break this film out and make it wholly original. Some of the comedy in this is cringy and felt forced, but other times I did chuckle out loud. Most of the comedy was obvious, but then so was the rest of the movie, so I'm not going to count that against it. There's a lot of supporting cast in this, and they're really just throwaway characters. I mean, they could have been acted, performed by anybody, and really they're just kind of there in the background in the periphery. One standout though is J.K. Simmons. I mean, he's not in it a lot, but what he brings is just a whole new dimension of fun and snarkiness and some touching moments as well. It's 90 minutes long, it's a perfect length for a rom-com, but there were a couple of times where they do these montages of action with some music over it that's just meant to show, you know what, okay, so the day is repeating over and over again and this is what our characters are doing. And so I get that, but at a point it became just kind of long. All in all, this is a decent watch, but if it weren't for the chemistry between the two leads, this would have been a waste of time. There's one thing in the movie that I thought was pretty messed up, and I want to at least address it, but it's a major spoiler. So I'm going to wait to talk about that until the very end of the video. So if you care about it, you want to find out, stick around. If you don't, after I give my rating, you know, you can bail. There's a lot of sex, some nudity, a ton of profanity, and some violence. I give Palm Springs 3 out of 5 couches. So out of the plethora of movies that are the same day over and over and over again, do you have a favorite? What is it? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for catching with me. Okay, so for the spoiler that I mentioned, J.K. Simmons is also trapped in this time loop. And there is a moment where he talks about with Andy Samberg how he's sad that he's not going to see his kids grow up, that he's never going to walk his daughter down the aisle, that he just has to live this day over and over and over again. And he's trying to make the best of it. He's trying to come to peace with what it is, that he is just stuck here, and at least he has his children, and he gets to enjoy that day over and over and over again, and so he will just cherish what he has. The messed up thing is when Sarah and Niles figure out how to break out of the loop and how to escape, they do, but they don't tell J.K. Simmons' character. They leave him stuck in the loop, and because now they're out of that time, they can never go back and tell him how to do it. So truly, he's left there. And the film doesn't even address it. The film just, when it leaves J.K. Simmons, it's like, oh, okay. And then we go on to the rest of it. And then you see Sarah and Niles figure out how to get out. And they get out. And yay, all is happy. Dude, when you think about it, that is messed up. Anyway, there you go. That's my spoiler. Enjoy.